What is up, faithful? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast. Look who's back. Whether you like it or not, whether you're for Team Jimmy or against Team Jimmy, we're going to talk about it after this.
Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is go time. It is 49er football. Unless you've been living underneath a rock, you haven't heard. Jimmy is back. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how many of you got shocked by this news. How many of you welcomed this news? We're going to talk about it because I believe there are those that like the idea of Jimmy being back, and then there are those that are very unhappy with Jimmy being part of this roster. Make sure to wipe your feet and smash that like button for your boy Niner Sickness, and also make sure to follow me on Twitter at Niner Sickness 49. Show your boy some love. I would appreciate that. Also follow me on IG under Niner Sickness. Show me some love. I would appreciate that. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Let me go ahead and say hi to everyone in the comments. Kimberly, how you doing, Kimberly? Welcome to the channel. We got Anthony in the house. What's up, Anthony? A la carta. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. We got Niner Escalate Empire Chapter in the house. What's up, my brother? From another mother. We got Damian Lee in the house. What's up, Damian? How you doing, sir? We got Junior ASSP 831 in the house. What's up, my friend? We got the Queen Dina Harvey. How you doing, fam? We got Lucky 49ers in the house. How you doing, Lucky? Welcome, welcome. Playboy Loco is in the house. How you doing, Playboy Loco? Luis Beltran in the house. How you doing, Luis Beltran? Welcome to the channel, my friend. We got Leslie in the house. How you doing, Leslie? Welcome to the channel. We got Terrell Johnson in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We got Moses Martinez in the house. How are you doing, Moses? Welcome to the channel. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on for a minute. I have a little bit of an issue here. Don Dotson, welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. There we go. I was wondering what's going on. Let's see. We have Austin Blackwood in the house. How you doing, Austin? Welcome, sir. Hey, Beto, why is everyone hating on Jimmy? We're going to talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about that in a minute or so. Hang in there tightly. All right. Just want to make sure I reach out to everybody in the panel first. Cardcast is in the house. How you doing, Cardcast? Welcome to the channel. We got David McNew in the house. How you doing, David? Welcome, sir. We got Oz in the house. How you doing, Oz? Welcome, welcome. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Is that everybody? We got Christopher Carver in the house. How you doing, Christopher? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Tom is in the house. How you doing, Tom? Welcome, Tom. How you doing, sir? We got Andy in the house. How you doing, Andy? Welcome to the channel, Andy. We got Alfonso in the house. What's up, Alfonso? Welcome, brother. Hello from the 505. Marcus is in the house. What's up, Marcus? Welcome to the channel, Marcus. Good to see you, my friend. We got Steven. Stevens is in the house. What's up, Steven? Welcome to the channel, my friend. And we got Luis Moreno in the house. How you doing, Luis Moreno? Welcome to the channel. What's up, brother? I guess a lot of you were wrong about Jimmy. Well, the thing is about that, Luis, is people weren't right or wrong. Anybody that said for a fact that they expected Jimmy Garoppolo to restructure his contract to stay for the 49ers would have never guessed that. If you're keeping it 100, if you're keeping it a buck, the truth is nobody knew that Jimmy would restructure his contract to stay with the 49ers. It was probably a possibility that would happen, but let's keep it real. None of us knew, and a lot of us were shocked with this restructure. Now, since this happened earlier today, I kind of stepped back and I watched Twitter get chaotic. I didn't go live right away. I wanted to see what people's reactions were going to be to this message. I wanted to see their reaction. And people went bananas on Twitter. People went, those that love Jimmy, yes, Jimmy. Those that hate Jimmy, what the heck is the organization doing? Now, tonight, I'm going to talk to you as a fan of my team and someone that keeps football perspective, okay? In other words, what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to be in my feelings, okay? I'm not going to look at this in my feelings, how I feel. Oh my God, I don't like this idea, or I like this idea. I'm going to look at it as what is the good, what is the bad, and what is the ugly with retaining Jimmy. Now, I'm going to read the comments in a minute. So keep them coming. Let's keep it 100. The 49ers right now, with the roster they have arguably have the best quarterback room in the NFL. They have, bar none, like William Floyd used to say, have the best quarterback room in the NFL. You have QB1 and Trey Lance with the uprise potential. And then you have that very good, solid backup quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. With the roster that the 49ers have right now, Trent Williams, left tackle, that offensive line, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Danny Gray, with all the pieces that we have on offense, with all the pieces that we have on defense, we also fixed our special teams, right? We fixed our special teams. This team is set up to win right now. It doesn't mean we can't do it with Trey. But having a backup like Jimmy, they can come in if need to be. God forbid, Trey gets hurt, has to miss a game or so. We can win whatever's on that schedule for those 2 games with Jimmy. And honestly, we have to get out of our feelings. Whether you like Jimmy or you don't, you got to look at it as what is best for this team. What's best for this team? It's definitely not Nate Sudfeld. Were you guys truly 100% comfortable going in with Nate Sudfeld? Now, a lot of people on Twitter, I've been hearing, oh my God, bringing back Jimmy G means the 49ers truly don't believe in Trey Lance. They don't have the complete confidence in Trey Lance. That is garbage. Listen, they wouldn't have moved up from the 12th spot to the 3rd overall spot in the number 1 in the first round and gave up what they gave up if they didn't believe in Trey. Secondly, the reason why Jimmy got brought back, it's not because they don't believe in Trey. They don't believe in Nate Sudfeld being the backup. If Trey goes down, could Nate win us games? They did not feel comfortable with that. So they decided to restructure Jimmy's Garoppolo's contract. Now he's only getting $6.5 million guaranteed, which is high for a backup, but he's arguably the best backup in the NFL right now, across the board. And yes, he has incentives, but that's only if he plays. If Trey plays all year, Jimmy won't see anything else. Now people say, well, Niners, don't you understand that keeping Jimmy can, mess up the locker room? It doesn't boil confidence for Trey. What is Trey going to think if I mess up? Are they going to take me out? Listen, Trey Lance is a professional. These are all professionals. Jimmy G is not a PR nightmare. Jimmy G is not a PR nightmare. He is not one that is going to start trouble. Jimmy G, whether you like him or not, he's a very humble kid, very respectful, doesn't stir the pot. I'm a firm believer in this. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. Trey will only get better with Jimmy behind him. Jimmy will push him. If Trey is worried about losing his job to Jimmy, then Trey needs to think about something different. Trey has the potential and the ability to be the best quarterback on this team. Trey is not threatened by Jimmy. Trey believes in himself. Trey has always believed in himself. He has always gone against the odds. And he's proven himself over and over again. Trey is not threatened by Jimmy. Trey knows this is his job. He will maintain the job and he will keep it. Trey will thrive. Trey will thrive. He'll get better and better. The only time I ever see Jimmy come in, honestly, the only time I will see Jimmy come in is if Trey gets hurt. Other than that, I don't expect Jimmy to come in. Or the 49ers have such a big lead in the fourth quarter that Jimmy comes in for mop-up duty. That's the only time I will see Jimmy in there. For all of you that think that Trey is afraid, that is scared to lose his job, he's not. He's been facing adversity all his life. He wanted to go to his college in Minnesota, and they told him no. They told him, we don't see you as a quarterback here. And what did he do? He went to a smaller school in North Dakota State and became a quarterback. Trey has always betted on himself. And Trey will continue to bet on himself. Trey knows there's pressure, but he's not going to give in to the pressure. Pressure only makes you better if you can rise above it. And I believe Trey can rise above whatever pressure the media or the outside noise thinks they're putting on Trey. Trey knows what he needs to do. This roster is in a win now mode. We're going forward with Trey. We're going to win games with Trey. God forbid Trey gets hurt in a game here or there. Guess what? Jimmy can come in and win a game or two. I am more confident having Jimmy come in the absence of Trey due to injury than I would be if it was Nate Studfield. If we can keep it at 100. So I'm going to read your comments. I want to get your perspective on this. But there's just too much hate. There's just too much hate in social media. If you love Jimmy or you support Jimmy, people want to crucify you for it. Why? Or if you believe in Trey and you don't like Jimmy, the people that like Jimmy crucifies you. Why can't we all have our own opinion and just get along? Why can't we agree to disagree with one another? If I like Jimmy and you don't, for example, why do I have to be hated for? Or why am I suddenly a moron? Or why Niners Chicken doesn't know what he's talking about. Why? Because I support Jimmy and you don't, as an example. Or let's say I don't support Jimmy. Oh, Niners Chicken doesn't know what he's talking about. Why can't we agree to disagree on the Jimmy? All I know is Jimmy's getting paid backup money. The money that Jimmy's getting does not yell starting quarterback money. Look, if you know football, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but if you know football and you don't look at things emotionally and you get your own emotions out of the way, this is the smart move for the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan has made it clear to Trey Lance, this is your football team. Kyle Shanahan has made it clear to Jimmy Garoppolo, you are a backup quarterback. You are QB2. Jimmy understands his position. Trey understands his position. But a lot of us faithful do not understand what's going on. Why do you feel that Trey's going to lose his job if he has a bad game? Why do you feel that as soon as Trey has a bad game, that Kyle Shanahan is going to pull out Trey and put in Jimmy? Kyle Shanahan invested his future in Trey. There is nobody on this team that wants Trey to succeed more than Kyle Shanahan. Understand that. Kyle Shanahan could lose his job if Trey is not successful. So there ain't nobody that wants Trey Lance to succeed more than Kyle Shanahan. He's not going to put Trey in a situation where he's going to lose his job. Jimmy was brought back to be a backup. Listen, and I'm going to say this really fast. Kyle Shanahan has said it multiple times. If it wasn't for the surgery that came out of nowhere, Jimmy would have been gone. This is not me making this up. This is Kyle Shanahan telling the media, if Jimmy did not have the surgery that came out of the blue, he would have been traded a long time ago. What does that mean? That means that this team belongs to Trey. But the reality was that, unfortunately, Jimmy needed to have surgery. Not something he planned. He didn't sabotage nobody. He just needed to have surgery. And nobody wanted to take a flyer on him because he couldn't throw the ball. And then, as expected, teams started to fill out their roster with trades here and there. By this time of the year, every roster is already filled. Where is Jimmy going to go to? Where is Jimmy going to go to? The Seahawks? The Seahawks are trash. Their offensive line can't. Do you think our offensive line is bad? They are worse. Do you think he's going to go to Cleveland and be a rental for 10 games while Deshaun Watson comes back? So the 49ers, and if you hear Kyle Shanahan always preach, we put value on Jimmy. We have value on Jimmy. We're not cutting Jimmy. I don't know how many times Kyle threw out there, we're not cutting him. We're not giving him away. We're not going to give him away. If you truly believe what Kyle says and you listen to what Kyle, this shouldn't have been a surprise to you. They were not going to give him away for nothing. They were able to talk to Jimmy and his agent. They went ahead and restructured that contract, which was massive, at 26 point something, I believe, or 25, to only 6.5. The Niners saved quite a bit. Now, there are incentives in that contract, but that's only if Jimmy plays. Jimmy knows he's the backup. Trey knows this is his team. And both parties are okay with that. And if you think there's going to be division in the locker room with Kittle or Deebo Samuel or if you're winning games, there is no division. So let's win games and we're fine. And we have the roster to do so. This team got better by keeping Jimmy than it was prior to Jimmy. You may agree or disagree with me. That's fine. Hopefully you don't stop watching me or you don't leave me as in my channel. But if you do, I respectfully respect that. But this team got better with Jimmy as a backup to Trey Lance. We have arguably the best quarterback group in the NFL. We have arguably the best backup quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo in the NFL. Name me a backup better than Jimmy. Some starting quarterbacks are not even better than Jimmy. Now, we know that we're limited with Jimmy, and this is why the Niners went ahead and drafted Trey. But remember, Jimmy he wasn't brought back to be the starter. He was brought back to be the backup for 1 year. Just 1 year. Okay? It's not like the Niners restructured Jimmy and they signed him for 3 more years. And then you're like, what the heck are they doing? They restructured Jimmy and he's only going to be here 1 more year. Now, there is a no trade clause in his contract, but that doesn't mean he can't be traded before September 10th or before the trade deadline. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The no trade clause means that Jimmy has to approve where he's going to be traded to. Therefore, let's say the season starts, Jimmy's the backup. God forbid, New Orleans loses Jamie to an injury. And the Saints call the 49ers and said, hey, what are you willing to give Jimmy for? Well, we want this, we want that. And if the Saints are desperate enough, they'll make the trade offer to the Niners. Now the Niners will come up to Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, the Saints want to trade for you. We think this is a good place for you. We believe you can beat out Jameis, whatever. And if Jimmy says, you know what? I agree. The trade can be made. And Jimmy's gone. Let's say Jimmy stays the whole year as a backup. Well, guess what? Next year, the 49ers get a comp pick for Jimmy. Possibly a 3rd round comp pick for Jimmy. It is a win-win situation for the San Francisco 49ers. We have arguably the best backup to our future quarterback. We have now a comp that we can get for him next year. We're only paying 6.5 instead of the whole 20.5. And we're not losing them for nothing. And that's the thing that we need to understand. So now let me look at you guys been shopping it up. Let me go ahead and welcome Pale Time. Pale, welcome to the channel. David Avila, welcome to the channel. Who else do we have in here? We got my boy, Turn. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome. Leslie says, I like Nate as a backup. I like that he has my hometown roots. With no disrespect, it's nice that he has your hometown roots, but I trust Jimmy over Nate coming in against the Rams or against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if, God forbid, something happened to Trey the week before. What's up, Sickness? My man, glad to be here, wiping my feet. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Tom says, this deal for Jimmy is insurance policy, plus will allow us to trade him. No one is going to take him at 26 exactly. This is a win-win for the 49ers. Listen, guys. The Niners can now trade him up to the deadline. And if a team finds himself needing a quarterback because of a unfortunate injury to their starter, and Jimmy and his agent feel that that's a good place to go, that trade will happen. But if, let's say, he stays the whole year and he's just the backup. Well, now we're getting a comp pick for him next year, and we don't have to just cut him for nothing. And I know that a lot of people just don't like Jimmy. They wanted to turn the page and move forward. I was okay with that as well. Jimmy gets traded or cut. I was okay to move on from him. But I understand why the Niners did what they did. And I'm going to refuse to let my emotions interfere with a smart football move by Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. And people may say, that's not, yes, it is smart. Whether you agree with it or not, that's okay. How are you going to sit there and convince me that we now have arguably the best backup quarterback in the NFL for only $6.5 million instead of $25 million? It's not being a smart move. I don't think I will be convinced by anyone other than that it was a done move. You got to get your feelings out of the way. Your emotions. I hate Jimmy. Jimmy sucks. Well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he sucks to you. That's your right. It doesn't mean that it wasn't a good move by the San Francisco 49ers just because you think they should have cut him. Listen, I may lose a lot of followers today. That's fine. I do this for the fun of it anyway. But see that tattoo that I have on my hand? That is the San Francisco logo. That doesn't say Jimmy or Trey. That says San Francisco, meaning I support the Shield. Do I always agree with what Kyle does or John? No. Do I have my own opinion to voice out? Yes. But at the end of the day, I support the logo. And I want what is best for this team. Okay, I want what's best for this team. At the end of the day. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button for your boy. Appreciate it. No, it won't mess up anything. They all got along. They are friends and they want to work together. Listen, you're absolutely right, David. There are things that Jimmy can talk to Trey about after a play or after a session that Trey goes in and then he comes out and they're looking at the film. There are things that Jimmy can point out to Trey to get Trey better that Kyle can't, not even as a head coach. The things that Jimmy sees as a quarterback, maybe Kyle or Greasy doesn't see. I never thought for a minute when I've heard that Jimmy was brought back that Trey was going to lose his job. I believe in Trey. I think Trey is a phenomenal player. He is smart. This kid is going to be a great player. And he's going to be the future quarterback of your San Francisco 49ers. I think that 49er fans are more worried than Trey is. Trey's like, I know who I am. I know what I can do. Trey doesn't see Jimmy no different than he saw Nate Sudfeld. This is my job to lose, and I'm not going to lose it. And I love that attitude from Trey. So having Jimmy here as a backup only makes our roster better. And then next year, we can get a comp for Jimmy. or if a team happens to need a quarterback because they lost their starting quarterback due to injury, and injuries happen, unfortunately. This is a violent sport. Now there's value to trade Jimmy. And just because there's no trade value, no trade clause, doesn't mean he can't be traded. It just means that Jimmy and his agent need to agree where he'll be traded. But I'm pretty sure if a team opens up that Jimmy and his agent are okay with, they're gone. And now the Niners got something in return. And like David said earlier, I believe it was David Villa, now whoever trades for him, they're not having to expect to pay $25 million. They're only going to pay 6.5. And that'll be off the Niners books if they trade him. So it is a win-win situation for the San Francisco 49ers at the end of the day. It's just us 49er fans that get it within our emotions and our feelings. They hate Jimmy. We don't want Jimmy. And, you know, I've even heard some 49ers fans say they were going to stop being Niner fans. I'm like, wow, you're going to stop being a 49er fan because they kept Jimmy for a year? With no disrespect to no one, you don't deserve to be a Niner fan. Imagine if I divorced my wife every time we got into an argument. I wouldn't deserve to be her husband. And anything in life, you got to go through the trials. You got to go through adversities. And you got to show the loyalty through the ups and downs. So whenever I hear a 49, that's it. I'm not a Niner fan no more because they kept Jimmy. Or I'm not a Niner fan because they traded for Trey. Then I have to question your loyalty to the team. Are you truly a faithful? Let's pray that he stays healthy. What's up, Tracy? How you doing, sir? Absolutely. My friend, how you doing, Senor Mark? How you doing, Mark? Always faithful, 24/7 is in the house. How you doing? Make sure to check out his YouTube channel. Great guy, great content creator. Check out his channel. Mark from Always Faithful, 24/7 is in the house. Pale Time. He's a Rams fan, but he knows his stuff. If you want to know what the enemy is doing, if you want the insight on what the enemy is doing, go and check out Pale Time's channel. He'll be giving you the 411 on the enemy. What's up, Mr. Pale? Senor Sack, how you doing, sir? My friend, my brother from another mother, Shifty, 49ers Talk, another amazing content creator on YouTube. Go and check him out. If you haven't already subscribed to his channel, check out Shifty 49ers Talk. Go and check out Always Faithful 24/7. And even go check out the enemy, the Rams YouTuber, Mr. Pale Time. Great guys. I'm ordering my Faithful to the Bay gold jacket right now. There you go, David. I support our 49ers. If Jimmy is the backup and doesn't cause problems, then so be it. Unless things are happening that we don't hear about, but the fact that we don't hear about it probably means it's not happening, right? Jimmy has been quiet. Now, again, are you guys probably going to label me as this guy's a Jimmy fan? I liked Jimmy when he came from New England. He had potential. He was a new quarterback. I was excited about Jimmy. Jimmy can win a lot of games. He needs help from our defense and our run game, but he wins games or doesn't lose them all the time. But I know that we're limited with Jimmy. I know that we're limited. And I wanted Trey Lance to be drafted to the Niners even before we moved up to go and get him. This is why when I found out that we were moving and we traded up or down, however you want to see it, from 12 to 3, the first quarterback that I wanted was Trey Lance. Based on what I saw in film, his character, his personality, the way he carries himself. Nothing against Justin Fields, nothing against Mac Jones. Or even, who was the other guy? I think those are the two guys, because I think Zach Wilson, we know, went first, and so did, there was another guy, or Dave Mills. My point being is, I'm not, how people like to label people, a Jimmy lover. I'm just a fan that understands that Jimmy being a backup is not a bad thing. I'm a fan that has been a fan probably longer than a lot of you guys probably been alive watching this YouTube. And I understand the business side of football. And I try not to get myself all bundled up in my feelings. I do sometimes. But I understand it's a football move. The Niners are going to go with what's best for the team. Let's just say worst case scenario. Trey struggles. Oh my God, he is struggling mightily. And they bring in Jimmy, and Jimmy just starts winning games. Do you think Kyle's going to be, do you think he's going to be like, nope, I don't care. I'm committed to Trey. Nope. I don't care how good Jimmy is right now. I don't care how good Jimmy's playing. Nope. I am committed to Trey. Trey's our starter. Whether he voices it or not, Kyle wants whoever gives him the best chance to win. The way Kyle sees this team and the way you and I see it as a fan base is totally different. You are never going to get fired from being a fan. All right? Can I keep it 100? You are never going to get fired on being a fan. You can leave. You can stop being a fan if you like, but you're never going to be fired as a fan. But Kyle can be fired as a head coach. So Kyle sees this team completely different the way you and I see it. Because his job is on the line based on the success or lack of than we do. So Kyle, you know who his favorite quarterback is? The one that gives him the best chance to win. But with that said, he believes that he can do more with Trey than he could with Jimmy. If he didn't believe that, we would have never traded for Trey, and we wouldn't be having this conversation today. How you doing, Tim? Welcome to the channel, Tim. Welcome. Thank you, my friend. I'm trying not to butcher your name. I'm just gonna call you Dome if you don't mind. Terror Dome. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't want to butcher it out of respect to you, my friend. So I'm gonna call you Dome if you don't mind. Pale Time says, Beto, I think the move will always have its critics, but it's probably the best move for the Niners. I'm curious, why does Jimmy agree to this? I'm glad you brought that up, Pale, and I'm going to answer to the best of my ability. What are Jimmy's options? What are Jimmy's options? There ain't nobody out there. There's no team out there worth going to that needs a quarterback. Seattle needs a quarterback, but they're a dumpster fire right now. Cleveland, they're looking, if anything, they're just looking for a rental. Where is Jimmy going to go? And if Jimmy, by signing 6.5 guaranteed, is better than getting nothing if he was cut, right? Let's say Trey gets hurt for a game or two, and Jimmy comes in and he wins the games for us and he plays very well. That is only going to make his value go up next year. But if he goes to the Seahawks and he struggles with Seattle, ain't nobody want to give him any money next year. What happens if he goes to the Texans, for example, and he goes and he starts competing against Mills, and because he's behind the 8 ball, he can't beat out Mills, then teams are going to be like, man, Jimmy can't even beat out Mills. We don't want him. But by staying with the 49ers, an offense that he already knows and can thrive in, especially if he doesn't play, he's just going to sit there. He's going to be the Mitch Trubisky of last year. Mitch Trubisky went to the Buffalo Bills, sat for a year, came in here and there, but it's pretty much Josh Allen's team. And then now he's a starter or potential starter with the Steelers. I think that's the same case scenario for Jimmy, if that makes any sense. There's no teams out there that need a quarterback that is beneficial to Jimmy right now. Now, back in March, the options were different. He had the Colts. He had other teams, the Browns, before they made a move for Deshaun. There were so many options. Now, not so many. So Jimmy's not dumb. It's like, if I get cut, I may have to sign something simple with Seattle. And the truth is, I can look bad in Seattle, and that'll really screw me up next year. So Jimmy's like, you know what? I'll stay in San Francisco. I'll restructure myself here. I'll put a no trade clause, so that way if they want to trade me, I have to approve it. You can't tag me, so I'm gone next year for sure. To me, it is a win-win for both parties. It is a win for the 49ers, and it is a win for the Jimmy Garoppolo and his agent. Great question, Pale. Alfonso says, I am not a big Jimmy fan, but I will take him as a backup. Then Nate, I just want to win. Doesn't matter who's the quarterback is. See, Alfonso has spoken like a true fan. I love Trey. I want Trey to be successful. I want Trey to be the quarterback of the future. But I want a Lombardi more. I don't care if it's Trey, Jimmy, my dog that wins a Lombardi. I just want a Lombardi. But I understand that Trey gives us the best option. So, of course, I'm going to support Trey. He's my quarterback one. He's my QB1. I support him. And if Trey's hurt and Jimmy's in there for a game or two, guess what? I'm going to be supporting Jimmy because I want to win those games. Jimmy is just here for a year. And then I heard, this is what I heard in Twitter too. What happens if Jimmy plays very good this year and they keep him the fall? He's been here for 5 years and hasn't done shit. What makes you think that now that they signed him for 1 extra year, he's going to have the monster year that he never had before? Let's keep it a buck. They brought in Trey because they lost confidence in Jimmy as a starting quarterback. But all of a sudden, now they may keep him next year going forward because he's going to blow it up this year. Who are we kidding? He hasn't done jack crap for this Niner. That's why Trey Lance is here. They brought Jimmy as a backup. They see value in Jimmy as a backup. But the fact that they would have traded him in March if it wasn't for the surgery that derailed that. And again, I'm not putting that on Jimmy or his camp. He had to have the surgery. Why did he wait? Because he was told that maybe it would heal by itself and maybe he could avoid his surgery altogether. I don't care who you are. Unless you love going under the knife, if you have the choice to avoid surgery, you're going to take it. But it came to the point where, okay, surgery cannot be avoided. So Jimmy went ahead and had it. And unfortunately, that hurt his chances of being traded and the Niners to trade him. And here we are today, having him for one more year as a backup. Now, if he would have been the backup at $25 million, I would have been like, oh, now we're having a different conversation, right? Now we're having a complete different conversation. $25 million backup? You mean my backup is making more money than my starting quarterback? That's a problem. Do you know that Trey's making more money than Jimmy right now? And that's the way it should be. Not by much, but it should be. I'm okay with 6.5 as a backup than 25. And even if he comes in and meets some of those incentives, let's say he gets every incentive they offered him. What is that going to be? 14, 16 mil? Name me a starting quarterback right now in the NFL that's making 16 mil starting that is not a rookie. You're not going to mention it because there isn't. Who could have we assigned? Taylor, Marcus Mariota, and I have to say, David, that I think Jimmy G for this offense is better than all of those three quarterbacks that you just mentioned. As a backup, not as a starter, but as a backup to Trey Lance, I think Jimmy G is better than Taylor, Mariota, or Minshew, in my opinion. It's just that we have history with Jimmy. We don't have history with those three. So to some 49er fans, these guys are more appealing because we don't have history with them. Again, those people are in their emotions. I just don't like Jimmy. Well, I'm sorry, but decisions in football are not made upon emotion. They're made up based on what helps the team. I'm so glad that Kyle Shanahan or John Lynch are not emotional people. This team will suck if they did things out of emotion. Sometimes they have to swallow that hard pill and make the right choice, even though they don't like it. And that's how you run a business. Bottom line, whoever is the quarterback, I will still love my Niners. Absolutely, Dina. That is supporting the emblem and not necessarily the player. George Bailey 2.0. Every time I read that name, I think of the character from It's a Wonderful Life. $6.5 million for Jimmy as a backup. Heck yeah. Not a $25 million. No way. Plus, how many rings does Jimmy have as a backup for the Patriots? Hopefully we win him up. Wouldn't that be ironic? Wouldn't that be ironic, George, that all the Super Bowl rings that Jimmy has, and I don't know how many he has, but it's been as a backup, right? Imagine the Niners go to the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl with Trey. And Jimmy gets his ring as a backup and not as his starter. Man, that would suck for Jimmy. If I was Jimmy, I would like, I don't even want the damn ring. I'm giving it to charity. No, he'll keep it, of course, but that would suck, that scenario. Not for us, not for Trey, not for the San Francisco 49ers, for Jimmy. And a lot of you are like, who cares? And I agree, who cares? As long as we get our ring. If we all three-peat Trey to beat, I'm sorry, I got to make this a little bit bigger. Hold on, guys. We are all worried about Jimmy being the backup. So many fans so mad about Jimmy still being here. Yeah, I hear you, David. I hear you, my friend. They're just in their feelings. What's up, Elias 10? My brother from another mother. How you doing, sir? Jimmy G, Suffield, or Pearly. Jimmy G, of course. Nick, my brother from another mother. How you doing, Nick? Did you hear that Roethlisberger wants to play for the Browns? Now, him being retired and coming in for a 10-game rental wouldn't be a bad idea. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. That'll be better he's better than Jacoby Brissett or whatever the kid's name is. Joe Garcia says, you got to trust the coach and GM. You don't always have to agree with them. And you are entitled to criticize a lot of the things they do as a fan. Especially if you're a ticket holder and you put money or you buy merchandise. You are entitled to criticize their decision. But at the end of the day, you got to trust them. You may not agree with everything they do, but they are the GM and the head coach. And we got to trust them if we are loyal fans of the San Francisco 49ers. But with that said, it doesn't mean you cannot voice out your thoughts. As long as you're not doing it out of your feelings, but you're doing it out of facts. If you're going to voice something out, do it from facts, not feelings. Well, I just don't like Jimmy. Well, does that mean he's a bad situation as a backup because you don't like him? Which backup out there right now can you name better than Jimmy? You can't, because there isn't. My brother Beto is speaking facts. Go Niners. Thank you, Mark. You know, the reason why I didn't go live right away after I heard the breaking news of Garoppolo, because I did not want to go live based upon my emotions. Because a lot of things went through my mind. Right? But I had to sit back, calm myself down, and sit there and go, okay, it is not what Niner sickness wants or Niner Beto wants. It is what is best for this organization this year. And I had to step back, get out of my feelings, and understand, was this the right choice right now, right here. Based on what I've seen from Nate Sudfeld throughout the preseason and what I've seen from, I like the kid Purdy. He's going to be great going forward. But I wouldn't want him to come in against the Buccaneers if God forbid Trey went down to play. I wouldn't want to see Nate go against that Tampa Bay defense either. At least Jimmy, there's hope to win that game. This is why I went live much, much later than I would have earlier if I would have went based upon my emotion, because probably would have said some things that I probably would have regretted by now. So listen, I hope I don't lose a lot of you as followers. I love you guys as people that we communicate with one another, but I don't do this for the subscribers. What I mean by that, let me rephrase it. I do it for the subscribers. You guys are amazing. I don't do it for the amount of subscribers. In other words, I have 5 million or if I have 5 subscribers, it's all the same to me. I'm more about building relationships with you guys than building a big channel. Now, every content creator has different reasons why they do what they do, and power and credit and power to them. Whatever they feel is best for their channel, hey, go for it. I am more like going to the barbershop, kicking back and just talking football. Whether there's 10 people in the barbershop or there's only one. Whether I have 20 people in my channel watching or I have one. As long as I don't talk to myself, which I have in the past. But that's a whole different life. I'm okay with. So I'm not going to sugarcoat things, or I'm not going to say things because I am afraid of losing viewers. I understand clearly that a lot of people are not going to agree with me. I understand clearly a lot of people are going to be upset because I am not mad that Jimmy is still on this roster. Like I said, so that I won't get misquoted, I would have been fine with Jimmy leaving. I even said Jimmy's going to get cut by August 30th, 31st, because they didn't give him the playbook. He wasn't in the room, quarterback's room. It was pointing that he was going to be cut or traded. So I made my peace with it. I was okay with it. I was ready to move on with Trey, and I am ready to move on with Trey. But am I disappointed or pissed off that they kept him for a year, and arguably we have the best backup for 1 year? Of course not. Of course not. Am I afraid that Trey's going to lose his job to Jimmy? No. If that was the case, we would have never traded for Trey in the first place. And as I'm winding down, let me clear something out. Everything has been vanilla in training camp. Some of you like, some of you dislike David Lombardi. I like David Lombardi. I'm a big fan of David Lombardi. He said that the doors are now closed to the media when it comes to practice. Nobody is allowed at practice other than the players and the coaches. David Lombardi said earlier today or yesterday, I forgot when I seen his video, that they're putting things in, installing things in the offense that nobody has seen yet. And normally the last game of the preseason is a game rehearsal for the upcoming season. Last year when we played the Raiders, they exercised that game as a game rehearsal game. They had a plan. They came with a game plan. They put in Trey. They put in Jimmy. You guys remember that, right? They had a game plan for the Raiders in the last preseason game. this year against the Texans, because we played on Sunday against the Vikings, and then immediately within a few days they had to go fly to to fly to Houston to play the Texans. Kyle says, forget it. I'm not going to game plan for this. So it was, Kittle said it in his interview yesterday. This was very vanilla. They didn't run Trey at all. What you saw against Houston is nothing what you're going to see against the Bears. Oh my God, the offensive line. And I was part of it. I was in my emotions too. And I tweeted, the offensive line is trash. Because I was within my emotions. But the truth is, we were playing without our starting left tackle and our starting right tackle. The truth is, Spencer Burford and Aaron Banks will be better versions of themselves with Trent and McClinchy on that offensive line. The 49ers are a run-first offense. The offensive line is structured and built to run first and pass second. So what we saw against the Texans is nothing what we're going to see against the Bears, the Seahawks, and going forward. Do not go based on what you saw against Houston on a vanilla preseason game. You will have a better picture what this offense may look like. Not completely, because I don't think you can get that week one. But you'll have a better idea of what this team looks like, or it's going to look like after the Bears game. And then we as content creators can come on here and we can talk about what we saw in that game. And we can agree or disagree based on what we say or don't say. But don't panic based on what took place against Houston. And suddenly Justin Fields threw for 3 touchdowns. And oh my God, Justin Fields threw for 3 touchdowns. Which I'm happy for him, by the way. Truly am. And Trey didn't do nothing, supposedly. And there's the panic button. Panic button. Oh my God, did we make the right choice? Oh my God, did we choose Trey over Justin Fields? Maybe we should have taken Justin. Get out of your emotions. Get out of your feelings. And watch film. Watch the body of work between these kids. He threw 3 touchdowns against backups. I'm not saying Justin Fields is not going to be a good quarterback, but he threw it against backups. Don't put too much or take away too much based on what you see in preseason, is what I'm trying to say. Is trust the process, believe in your team, believe in Kyle that he's going to scheme up the right calls. Now, are they always going to work? No. Will they always be executed to the T? No. Is Trey going to have some failures? Yes. But I am a firm believer that Trey is smart enough to learn from each mistake. Every time he watches film on himself, what he did right, what he did bad, he will correct both sides of it. And he will continue to grow and be a better version of himself from the week before. I trust in the ability and the upside of one Trey Lance as my QB1. I have faith in Trey Lance. This kid is smart. He was raised by a great family, raised right. He's humble. He's willing to learn. He's not prideful not to go to Jimmy and say, hey, Jimmy, What did you think here? What did you think there? Faithful. We're going to go forward. We're going to win a lot of games with Trey. Trey is the QB1 this year, and going forward, Jimmy is just an insurance policy for A backup quarterback in case Trey gets hurt. B, if a trade becomes available during the season. And C, once he leaves next year or the offseason, we can get a comp pick for him. And based how much he gets paid will based on where we get the comp. But whatever we get, a third or a fourth, is still better than nothing if we would have cut him this year. So it's a win-win situation in my mind. We have arguably the best roster in football. We definitely have the best quarterback room in football. Let's go out and win a Super Bowl with Trey Lance. Let's go and win our division against the Rams with Trey Lance. This is Random Goat says, being a backup isn't necessarily an insult. It just means that you're not the starter. Look at Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. Both of them can be trusted to lead, but they're backups. They're insurance. 615 Random Goat. Exactly, my friend. And this is coming, I believe, from a Saints fan. Not that you know what, that came wrong. That came out wrong. Not that, Saints fans are not smart or nothing like that. That's not how I perceived to come out. In other words, a Saints fan's making a valid point to the Niner fans. Is what I meant. Tanisha is in the house. How you doing, Tanisha? Welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone. I just popped on. In my opinion, this is whole Jimmy G staying in to win with all the Jimmy G Trey fans. That does that mean for Sudfeld? It means that if they go with 3 quarterbacks, which they did last year, Sudfeld is safe as the 3rd quarterback. Either way, Brock Purdy is getting cut, maybe brought back to the practice squad if he makes it. And if they decide to go with 2 quarterbacks, which is a huge possibility, then Nate Sudfeld gets cut. They just cut, they lose the $2 million. So now, if Nate gets cut, now instead of paying 6.5, we're paying 8.5, right? Because we got to take in count for the $2 million that we gave Nate. But that's for a whole different podcast. I'm not even going to get into that one. Seattle or the Panthers both need quarterbacks. Just brought, if Seattle really wants Jimmy, now they're forced to trade for him. And as much as I dislike Seattle, the fact that Jimmy is a backup for us and not on their team makes me feel good, right? Because imagine if we would have cut Jimmy, and I know a lot of you wouldn't care either way, give a hoot. But imagine if they would have cut him, he would have went to Seattle, and Seattle would have not only beat us one game, God forbid, both games with Jimmy, and one more game than they should with Jimmy. Now that Jimmy's a backup for the 49ers, they can make this team even better. And Seattle's going to lose a shitload of games because, my goodness, their quarterback room is terrible right now. It makes me smile. So there's a good and there's a bad with Jimmy staying as a Niner. I will say, Jimmy. I will say, Jimmy. Let me have the ring. There you go, Alfonso. There you go. Think about numero uno. And Alfonso, that's you, my friend. Love my Niners no matter what. Die for them. I don't know if I'm gonna die for them, but I hear you, bro. I have limits. I'll put a tattoo, but I ain't dying for no one other than my family. But I hear you, bro. I hear you, David. Roberto Hastings is in la casa. What's up, Roberto? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel, my friend. You're you, brother. That's why I subscribed. You're you. Meaning, okay, I'm assuming you're trying to say that I am myself and not trying to be someone else. The reason why you subscribe. And for that, my friend, I appreciate it and thank you. Look who it is. My brother from another mother, El Señor, Jay in the Bay. What's up, Jay in the Bay? How you doing, my friend? Listen, guys, this is another great, amazing content creator. Go check out his channel, Jay in the Bay. Puts out great content, has great guests. He keeps you updated with who's in, who's out, who's getting cut, who's getting signed, who got hurt, who's not hurt, whose mama's this player. No, I'm just kidding. No, too far. My point being is Jay in the Bay is amazing. Check out his channel. Go and support my boy. What's up, my friend? How you doing, sir? Man, oh man. I've been here for about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to start winding down. But I had to come on, spill my take on the whole Jimmy Sega. But like I said, I had to kind of kick back, wait a few hours, and kind of get out of my feelings and talk to you from a fan that has in mind of what's best for this organization and not necessarily what my feelings are. Me and my feelings? Get rid of Jimmy. What the hell are they thinking? Why is Jimmy still here? Blah, 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 blah. That's me and my feelings. Me as a fan that understands football and is objective to what's best for the organization is, you know what? I believe that Trey is smart enough. I believe that Trey is an adult and not a child when it comes to believing in himself. I believe that Trey has faced many adversities and has overcome. And I'm a firm believer that this is not a knock on Trey, but this is a stepping stone for him to get better. Having Jimmy as the backup is the best thing for this organization right now, based on Nate Studfield's production, what we've seen so far. I am more comfortable with Jimmy coming in for a game or two if, God forbid, Trey gets hurt, especially against a team like the Rams or Tampa Bay or the Dolphins or whoever with great defenses. And I know that we're only paying 6.5 instead of 25 mil. I understand that if a trade becomes available throughout the season before the trade deadline because there's a player that got hurt, God forbid, that the value had just went up for Jimmy. And just because there's no trade value, or excuse me, no trade clause, doesn't mean he can't be traded. It just means, again, Jimmy has to agree where he gets traded to. And not but not least, if he stays with us for the whole year as the backup, and we go ahead and he just leaves in free agency as a free agent, and he gets signed somewhere, we get a comp pick for him next year. So all the way I see it, without my emotions being involved, it is a win-win-win situation for the 49ers going forward. It is a win situation going forward. And I just can't see it any other way. Again, within my emotions, I'm pissed off that Jimmy's still here. Away from my emotions and looking at it for what it is, I'm glad he's here as a backup. And that's all he is. That's all he will be here, as a backup. And we have a championship now roster. Now we have arguably the best backup quarterback that we can trust for a game or two. Let's go out and win a championship. And if we win a championship, a lot of these conversations that people that hate Jimmy and people that love Jimmy, nobody's going to care. We're going to be celebrating on Market Street in San Francisco with a parade holding the Lombardi Trophy. So, let's continue to support the emblem. Right here. Let's continue to support the emblem. Let's continue to support Kyle and John. Like I said, they're going to have a meeting tomorrow. Let's check that out, see what they say. You don't have to always agree with them, and you're entitled to criticize them based on what they do. But support the Shield, if nothing else. Red and gold until we're dead and cold, right? Tony Smith, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel. All right, guys, that's going to be my show. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for partaking. And for all of those that smashed the like button, thank you for your support. Follow me on Twitter, IG, under Niner Sickness 49 and Niner Sickness. Follow me on Facebook. I have a page and a group under Niner Sickness Podcast. You guys are welcome to be part of it. God bless each and every one of you. It's been a fun ride. It's been fun. Thank you guys for supporting me. And remember, remain faithful no matter what. Peace.